The Danger Academy by Tom Palmer, Chapter 7, the one where Danny has to stop the plane. Danny has been investigating a dodgy football academy, but it's all gone wrong. His best friend Charlotte has been kidnapped and he's about to be taken out of the country along with dozens of England's finest young players. Danny has to get to her, but the plane is moving down the runway. Danny watched the plane moving away, turning, its lamps blinding him for a second. He was exhausted, all his energy gone. And Charlotte was on the plane, with that man, that terrible man, Ian Mills, saying he was going to brainwash her, make her marry him. Danny felt like vomiting, his thoughts were so overwhelming. That was when he realised something. Charlotte was more than his best friend. He loved her, and his whole life seemed to be slipping beneath him as the plane moved away. There was nothing to think about. He had to stop the plane. Even if he had to jam the engines with his own body, he'd stop it. But first he had to do something sensible. He dialed 999. "Police please," he said, "an ambulance." Then he stressed what was going on, trying to speak clearly and slowly and making sense. And then something took over, some force, some extra strength. Danny flung his phone to the ground, and then he was climbing to the top of the 10-foot fence, next straddling it and dropping down to the other side. As he accelerated, he saw the plane had turned and was beginning to move down the runway. It was taking off. How long before it was in the air? Less than a minute. He was sprinting now, his feet pounding the concrete, sending sharp stabbing pains up his shins and into his thighs. What was there that he could do? Catch the wheels of the planes and be carried to wherever it was going, suspended at 30,000 feet. What else could he do? He could barely think as he ran, but then it came to him, the solution. The staircase that Mills had shoved away with his foot. It was on rollers. It was sat at the edge of the runway. Danny sprinted to the staircase and began to push. It was surprisingly light, and it moved, teetering as he put more effort in. But would he get it in front of the plane in time? Danny had 100 yards to go to get the staircase into the path of the plane. And as he pushed, he wondered if he was doing the right thing. Pushing a staircase into the path of a plane, would the plane crash, or would it be forced to slow down? And if it did crash, would Charlotte be hurt or even killed? What would be worse, a minor plane crash or Charlotte, and all these innocent footballers stolen from their families and their country? Danny charged into the path of the plane. He could see now the pilot must have spotted him, that it was changing its direction slightly, hoping to escape the staircase. Danny stood there, defiant, in the middle of the runway as the plane approached, huge now as it was bearing down on him.